Welcome to the Art of Money Podcast with Art McPherson.
And this is the Art of Money Podcast with Art McPherson and Luke McCarty, artofmoneyradio.com for more information on the McPherson Financial Group or to schedule that initial complimentary consultation. We appreciate you listening. Now, let's get to the show. Luke McCarty is here. And Luke, I want to know what drives you? Like, what made you decide that, being a financial advisor, that's my passion, that's my calling. How did that happen, and what brought you to the McPherson Financial Group?
Yeah, so my background's actually tax. So I used to be a tax accountant, right? And I was doing it for about 4 years in Dallas. And then I realized I don't want to just do taxes, right? I don't want to be, no offense, and Mark's not here at the moment. I don't want to just do taxes, right, the rest of my life, right? I don't want to climb the tax ladder. But my background is accounting and finance. And so I always wanted to be in the finance industry. So, end up getting a job with Raymond James in Kansas City. That's where I met Susan here in our office. Susan came here first, and then she kept, hey, Art's growing, right? The business is doing well. He needs your help or somebody like you, and ended up working out with Art. And I remember one of the questions I asked Art was, what happened to your clients in 2008 and 9? Right. And what he told me was different than any other advisor I'd worked for, was different than, any other broker, dealer, any other, you name it, in this industry. He said, on average, my clients lost in the 8 to 10% range. Well, the market was down 40%. So right there, I'm like, okay, let's keep talking, right? Because we're talking, we're talking friends, we're talking family, we're talking, just the ability to do the best that we can for our clients, even, without knowing what the future holds. And so, Art has a process where, we take money, we still have risky money, but then we have kind of safer and stable types of assets as well. And that combination, that blend, I'd say, based on that one question of what happened in a bad market, is why I'm here, because I do feel like right now, we can help you, we help our clients. We can help you reduce risk. Well, if you don't want to reduce risk, we can help you increase risk and potentially increase your returns. I mean, there's all sorts of things we can do. But generally speaking, right, the biggest concern that we have when we talk to new people who come in or who call us on the phone or come in for a meeting is you're taking too much risk. So we have a plan in place. We have different strategies involved depending on what the Fed's doing, what interest rates are doing, what the market's doing, what the bond market's doing, how preferreds are doing, right? All sorts of different types of products. So everybody's portfolio is different. It just depends on the timing of the economy when when we start having these conversations. Does that answer your question, Mark?
No, it does. I mean, I like the fact that you're saying, like, I asked Art McPherson this question and he was 100% honest with me. And his response is really what sold me on that he's doing the right thing with his clients in the McPherson Financial Group.
Right. Yep. And he's doing the right thing. And, we're still down that path. We've added more capabilities since I've been here. We've added more capabilities since Mark Bernard has gotten here. Mm-hmm. So, we continue to grow and expand what we can offer, right? We now offer tax services. We can help you with your estate planning by using Jessica. So there's a lot more we can do now. And, we're going to continue pushing that envelope and, helping you and doing the best we can as your fiduciary.
321-425-8550. It all begins with a phone call and that initial consultation with Art McPherson, Luke McCarty, and the team at the McPherson Financial Group. You mentioned that you had somebody on staff now that works with estate legacy planning. I read an article that said that we're about to have the biggest transfer of wealth in history, with a bunch of boomers getting ready to retire and unfortunately some, passing away. Are you starting to see more people call up and say, hey, you know what? I need to get a little more serious about my estate, about my legacy, about my will?
We are. And the unfortunate reason for somebody to call is because they've experienced something negative right in their life.
Right.
Right. A sibling, a parent, a friend, an aunt and uncle, right? You name it. Somebody, had passed away or somebody, had some health issues and things weren't set up properly. And I will say in the state of Florida, right, you want to avoid probate. We can help you avoid probate. There's certain things that avoid probate. The will does not. A will is directions for the court to read your will to charge you to give the assets to who you want to give them to. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things that need to be looked at, a lot of things that need to be done. And I have these conversations daily, right? Weekly, daily, you name it. And I said, hey, you need to get some estate planning done. And some people are like, yes, I do. Yeah, let's do it. Or no, I'm going to wait. And I say, well, just get it done before you need it. Right? You don't know when you need it. I don't know when you need it. So I think you need it right now. It's up to you. So there's some advice that we give as well. Like, hey, get this done before you need it.
Yeah.
So that way when people are mourning your passing or mourning the loss, or you name it, right? At least things are in place and they don't have to worry about that piece.
And it's not a very comfortable conversation, but we're having it, so let's just keep going with it. If someone of our family, let's say they get diagnosed with a terminal disease, or, unfortunately, cancer happens. This happened to my dad. I know Julie's father recently passed away. Are there steps to quickly adjusting or even like fast tracking a plan, not to just protect the individual, but to protect the family as well?
There are, and of course, there's a lot of, legality when it comes to that, depending the situation or how that person is, right? If they are mentally capable of making these decisions, if you get to a certain threshold, nothing can be done, right? So you just have to get it done before you need it. But in that scenario, you want to get things in order, right? As tough as it sounds, get things in order so things are easy for your friends, your families, your charities, and, things go where you want them to go without the state of Florida being involved.
Yeah, look, I'm a prime example of that. That's exactly what happened to my dad. He was fine one day, didn't feel good, went to the doctor, found 4 tumors, and immediately stage 4 brain cancer. And he passed away 3 months to the day of getting diagnosed. And it's not a happy conversation, but we are lucky that he was able to get everything in order. And we're very lucky and we're very blessed that he had the time to get all his affairs in order. And, luckily he was working with somebody that was able to put all of his stuff together in a very, very quick, a very short period of time. So look, it's life, it's reality. 321-425-8550. You're not just protecting you, you're protecting your family as well. When you reach out to Art McPherson, Luke McCarty, and the team at the McPherson Financial Group, you can always see all the information and all the services they offer when you visit artofmoneyradio.com. All right, let's flip it a little bit and get to something a little bit more still frustrating, but somebody that you like a lot, and that's Warren Buffett. In a recent interview with CNBC, he spoke out about what can erase all those returns. And what does it begin with? Fees.
Costs really matter in investments. If returns are going to be 7 or 8% and you are paying 1% for fees, that makes an enormous difference in how much money you have on retirement.
So we sit down with you, we customize a plan. How do you help us find the fees that could really damage a retirement plan?
Yeah, so fees can damage the plan. They can also give you the advice you need to not damage the plan as well. So, when Warren Buffett, if you're thinking of a 6, 7, 8% return and you're paying a fee on top, well, that return needs to be a risk-adjusted return better than what you would have done on your own without paying a fee. If you think about it from a standpoint of, getting your oil changed, right? I used to change my oil, right? When I had a Honda Accord, I used to change my own oil. Now I have a Ford F-150 that I can easily fit under, right? I don't change my own oil, right? So
you were too fast, too furious back in the day, Luke McCarty.
Gosh, I was too fast, too furious. Yeah. So there's certain things that over time, while you can do them for a while, and I would say just a blanket kind of statement, right? If you're 10, 15, 20 years away from retirement, right? The best thing you can do is just save more money and buy more assets, buy more stocks. But if you're close to retirement, right? If you're within the retirement red zone of 5 years or less, I'd even go maybe, 8 to 10 years from retirement is a great time. You need a plan. You need different things in your portfolio. The one thing Warren Buffett has on his side that you and I, Mark, specifically, and maybe some of our listeners, is he has time.
Yeah.
He had what, $3 billion at age 65? Now he's over $100 billion. If I had $3 billion at 65, I don't know if I would continue to do what he's been doing.
That is a passion for work.
Right. And so he has the longevity. But if you go back and look at the performance of Berkshire Hathaway or Warren Buffett in general in 2008 and 9, it wasn't very good. He went down with the market, but he has the time. He doesn't need the money. He can let it sit there. He can let it rebound. He can let it grow. And certain points in time, like last year, his stock, his performance was in par with the S&P 500. In the beginning of this year, it's not, right? Because he does not own Tesla. He does not own NVIDIA. He doesn't own, and he may, but he doesn't own these high flyers. He owns more of your long and steady, steady Eddie companies, right? Your grandfather's companies is kind of what I always joke to them about. So over time, right, his strategy works. Sometimes other strategies work better. Sometimes his work better. But what he has is just the ability to stay in the market. And that's been his most of his success has been time.
What are you talking about? I win $20 on a scratch off and I'm thinking about retirement.
You win $20 on a scratch off. You're buying a
drinks on me.
You're buying a slice of apple through Schwab. Right? You're not getting the whole stock. You're buying a slice of it.
Hey, Luke, if we think we're getting nickel and dimed by fees in our portfolio, how do we reach out to you and have this consultation?
Yeah, give us a call, right? 321-425-8550. We have tools where we can help you look at the fees you're currently paying, whether that be in a 401k, whether that be with a different advisor, whether that be on your own on a platform, and we will make that comparison. Here's what you're currently paying. Here's if we create a portfolio for you, here's what our fees look like, and give you the education, give you the knowledge to make the right decision. If you're do-it-yourselfer and you're doing good, well, it could be free, right? It could be free for you to do it all yourself. But is that the best plan for you and your family? It may be, it may not be. Give us a call and we'll have that conversation.
I like how you said that. You said it's the best plan, not just for you, but for your family as well. 321-425-8550. I heard somebody say that all annuities are bad. I got to be honest, it feels like an oversimplification that really fails to acknowledge the role that annuities can play in a well-rounded financial plan. So give me your thoughts on annuities and why are people saying that, oh no, they're bad?
That is an oversimplification. I will agree with some of that. There are a lot of bad annuities out there. There's some bad ones. There's some bad fish in every pond. We'll put it that way. What annuities are good for is risk reduction. So an annuity is an investment with an insurance company. You either have no risk where you can't lose money because of the market, or you have some of that risk taken away. So you buy car insurance, you buy homeowners insurance, you may have life insurance, you may have long-term care insurance. Well, this is essentially putting insurance on your portfolio. Where people say they are bad, right, is if the market's up 30%, you didn't need an annuity that year, right? You didn't need it. You could have made 30%. Where the annuity is great is if the market is flat or negative. So if the market's down 30%, you're going to wish your whole portfolio was an annuity because you didn't potentially lose money or you didn't lose all the 30. So annuities can be great for risk reduction. They just have to be used properly. Where things can go awry or go the wrong direction is if you buy an annuity that's too long of a term. I recently met with a prospective client and she had a 15-year annuity.
Too long?
15 years. That is too long. When she purchased it, I'm sure it sounded great. It sounded like it was going to make money, right? If she breaks that contract in the first 15 years, she pays a fee. It's a pretty high fee as well. So, interest rates change, products change, the market changes. Don't lock into anything too long because you may want out and you can't get out. So we use annuities that have ways for you to get out, that have extra liquidity, right, that may have a bonus going into them. Some of them have guaranteed income. Some of them have a long-term care piece rider to them. But when speaking of this is only a piece of the pie, right? You have managed money on the other side. You have stocks, you have bonds, you have alternatives. You may have annuities. So when you're shopping, if you're shopping for an advisor right now, I would urge you to look for somebody who can do what is in your best interest, not just the one thing they do or the several things they do. Mm-hmm. For some of these people that say they don't like annuities or they hate annuities, well, they're going to buy stocks and bonds and they're going to buy the market for you. That could be a good plan. Certain years it may not be. We can do both. We can do a lot of different things here at McPherson Financial Group, and I think that's what makes us a little bit different.
And don't be afraid to ask questions either. Just some people come to you and they say, well, I didn't want to get too involved in the personal day-to-day of your business. I mean, you're allowed to ask questions to yourself and Art McPherson.
Right. Yes, you can ask questions. I mean, we are open about the fees. If you're buying an annuity, somebody's getting paid on it. We let you know what that is. Mm-hmm. And more often than not, the managed side of the portfolio is where this industry makes more money. Right? If you're paying 1%, right, the annuity company doesn't necessarily pay us 1% per year to manage those funds for you. So your Fidelity, your Schwab, your TD Ameritrade, your Raymond James, whatever, they may be actually charging you more fees because of what they're using as opposed to, we don't like annuities, but they can actually be cheaper. They can help reduce your risk. There's potentially a spot for them in your portfolio, and that's just something we have discussions about and see if it makes sense for you.
Thanks for listening. Want more from Art McPherson of McPherson Financial Group? Find us online at artofmoneyradio.com.
We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of financial and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Securities offered through World Equity Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Investment advisory services offered through ProStatus Group, LLC. McPherson Financial Group and ProStatus Group, LLC are separate entities and are not owned or controlled by World Equity Group, Inc. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Investment financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. Art McPherson is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Arthur McPherson, Florida Insurance License number A174725.
Today's show has been a work of art.